All right, here's a real quick crash course on how to improve your punch cadence. So what does that mean? It's the rhythm and timing with which you throw your punches. So sometimes your combinations can get flat because you throw them exactly the same every time you throw them. And the reason that's detrimental is because it allows your opponent to be able to figure out how to block, how to slip, how to do any type of defense, and how to counter. So, firstly, use a metronome. Metronome allows you to work on tempo because before you can break up the cadence of your punches, you have to be able to throw your punches consistently. So get on a metronome, throw your punches slowly in time with the metronome so that every time you hear a beat on the metronome, your fist hits the bag. Once you get that consistent, then you can start work on timing. So then you speed up the metronome, right? So if you throw punch, 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 speed it up. Punch, 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 punch. Then, once you do that, you can start syncopating the rhythm. And that means you're gonna go ba-ba, ba-ba, ba-ba. And if you do that with the metronome, now you're gonna have consistency. And like I pretty much always harp on, consistency, precision, and efficiency. If you work on those three things, then you're gonna get pretty good pretty quick. So, that's the first one. Second one, change the hardest punch. I talked about this briefly in another video. Here's just a little more on that. A bad coach will tell you to throw all the punches as hard and as fast as you can. A better coach will tell you to increase the strength of the punches through the combination. The best coach will tell you that you should always change which punch you throw the hardest. When you do that, it makes it a lot harder for somebody to prepare their defense against your combinations. And some combinations you throw more commonly than others. 1-1-2, 1-1-2-3, stuff like that. When you're using one of those combinations, you should always practice the timing, the rhythm, and which punch you throw the hardest because you're gonna make it a lot harder for your opponent to try to defend against it. And lastly, you should be changing range, level, and angle every time you throw these combinations. Now, of course, these are kind of rank ordered from easiest to hardest. When you're an amateur boxer, you first learn range. And when you watch early amateurs, they move in a straight line back and forth. It's because that's the thing that they have the best and the most training of. Then you start to change level. So you're gonna be able to throw punches while you're closing range, and then you're gonna drop down, change the level, hit them in the body, and come back up. That's kind of the next natural progression. And then finally, you learn the most sophisticated form of both offense and defense is you learn how to use angle, which means you step off of your opponent's center line while keeping them on your center line because it's the most efficient place for you to employ your offense. So, there's just a real brief overview on how to improve your punch cadence, which means the rhythm and timing with which you throw your combinations. Hope that helps. Thanks for watching.